Okay everyone, we are back again with another faction overview for the Game of Thrones mod, and we're going to be looking at the units of the Lannisters today. There we go. I did have to turn off the music because it is the copyrighted track from the TV show, but during the campaign it's regular Medieval 2 music. Right, this was the first campaign I ever did in this mod. The Lannisters. It has a special place for me, and it has many characters that I like. We'll get to see them in a minute. So we've got the kind of like trash units, so we'll ignore those. But here are the first of the iconic Lannister units. They've got very distinctive armour and shields. They definitely stand out on the battlefield. You cannot mistake the golden lion of the Lannisters on the red background. So you're probably going to end up with a lot of Lannister men-at-arms in your army. Now I used the Westerland Spearmen. The Lannisters can get the Westerland units because they're in the Westerlands. But they were underwhelming in the campaign. Let's see, what's the actual difference in stats if there is 2, 8 and 1, 2, 10 and 1. So Lannister Spearmen are slightly better in defense. Right. I never really used many Westerland pikemen in my campaign, despite them being pikemen being a favourite unit of mine. Yeah, don't know why. Alright, Lannister Guard pikemen. I wonder, are they a bodyguard unit? I don't remember having a bodyguard unit with them, but it does say that they're guard pikemen. Oh, interesting. Not particularly good stats though, are they? I mean, they only equal the stats of the Westerland Spearmen, 2, 8 and 1. 2, 8 and 1. And you're paying considerably more, aren't you? Can form spear wall. That's pretty much their biggest bonus, isn't it? Having spear wall. Interesting. Dismounted Lannister Knights. Yeah, I never really had too many of those, or even too many of the Lannister Knights during my campaign. Of course, it's up to you how you run your campaign and who you recruit. I think I'll probably do the Lannister campaign again, but in a different mod, because it was fun. But again, it was my first campaign from the mod on the channel. So I was a little inexperienced with that, and the mod has been updated like 4 times since I did that campaign anyway. So I'll take a look at the Lannisters in some of the other mods and see what they're like. Alright, Lannister Sergeants. Now those are spearmen, aren't they? Pretty sure those spearmen. And they've got considerably better. Tell me that they're not sergeants. That looks not spearmen. That looks like a spear, but it could be a sword, I guess. But they've got a lot better stats than those ones, don't they? Yeah. There's the Hedge Knights. You need a specific building, a guild building, to get those, don't you? Right. Any other Lannister units? Because basically any faction that has territory in the Westerlands can get the Westerland units. Lannister Bowmen, I had a boatload of those in my campaigns. Missile attack of 3. 1 by 1. So they're actually better. Slightly more expensive. Missile of 4. Alright, Westerland longbows. Basically every longbow unit in the mod can put down sharpened stakes. So there's our Lannister longbowmen. I did not have too many of those. I think I was constrained by the economy, because we're always paying our debts. Lannister wildfire throwers. I'm pretty sure this unit was not available to me when I did the campaign, the Lannister campaign. I think they must have been added in. I never saw them. Now I'm going to take a guess and say that in the campaign they may only be able to get them from King's Landing, but I could be completely wrong on that. If anyone knows, leave a comment. But we, I think the wildfire ships were also added in much later on. Now only 41 men, but look at their missile of 12. I wonder if anyone has a missile equal to that, even in the artillery. Yeah, those are only effective against buildings. Okay, it's good to know that the Scorpion is effective against buildings, even though it's very minor, only 10. Because in some mods you can't even use Scorpions to take down walls or gates. Ah, yes, this would actually be a good reason to do another Lannister campaign, having wildfire throwers. Because wasn't it that Maester who was working for the Lannisters that was using that? Pretty sure it was. Alright. There's our cavalry that was absolutely no match for the Dothraki. Of course, once you have a little more experience with the Dothraki, you will be able to counter them. And pretty much every faction in the mod will have to deal with the Dothraki, because they are scripted to invade Westeros. So be prepared. Alright, that's their bodyguard, mounted bodyguard, which would be just a smaller unit of those, wouldn't it? 8, 20 and 10. Okay, slightly less points, but obviously 2 hit points, whereas they only have 1. Basically any unit that doesn't have the hit points listed has 1 hit point. Who do we have here? Lyle Crakehall. I don't remember him in my campaign, although it is going back, I guess, a year and a half since I did it. Lyle Crakehall. Don't remember him. Kevin Lannister. Yes, he is the brother of our dear leader, isn't he? And uncle to Jaime. And he is present on the campaign map very early on with a starting army, I think. Yeah, there's the iconic Jaime Lannister and Gregor Clegane. Now, yes, I was about to ask, is he the mountain or the hound? But it does say he's the mountain. Alright, it's Sandor Clegane who is the hound. Adam Marbrand. I want to say there's a unique unit for Marbrands. Yeah, pretty sure there is. He's not very familiar to me. Right. There it is, Marbrand Bowman. Okay, now it doesn't say that they're longbowmen, does it? It just says that they're bowmen, but they can use sharpened stakes. So wherever his house is, that would be good to get them, because those are only 500 and they can put down sharpened stakes. Now you probably wouldn't be able to get too many of them, but they would be very useful, wouldn't they? And you can now retrain them, not recruit them, but retrain them outside of their home regions. Most factions in the mod on the campaign map don't have artillery, but the ones that you do see with artillery are the Targaryens. When they are scripted to invade, they will come with artillery. Who do we hear? Lefford Men-at-Arms. Now this is a unit I am not familiar with. I think it may have been added in later versions. I've literally never encountered it in any campaign I've played, either as the faction I'm playing against or on the battlefield facing me. Where do the Lefford Men-at-Arms come from, if anyone knows? And when were they added in? Now, as the Lannisters, you'll probably be in control of King's Landing at some point, or some way, which means, oh, there are actually Clegane sergeants. Where is their house located on the actual campaign map? There's a unit of Clegane sergeants. Slightly better than the starting. Yeah, again, tell me that's not a spear. So if that's a spear, then those other sergeant units are spearmen. Yeah, slightly better stats. Crate Hall Warhammers. Pretty sure I've used those in the Baratheon campaign. Pretty sure. Right. So there's the Golden Company. They've got a good amount of units. Swordsman, Spearman, Longbowman, obviously put down stakes, and 5 missiles. Although they're rather expensive, aren't they? 1200, 1700. 3 riders. I found the mercenary units, the sellswords, to be quite expensive, and I've very rarely used any of them. Never had too many campaigns where I've had so much money that I could just throw it onto them. But yeah, they look good, Golden Company Longbowmen, but they are rather expensive, aren't they? And they've got their own cavalry, and they're 1800. Now, I'm wondering if they're heavy cav or not. By the stats, I would say yes. It doesn't say in the description that they're heavy cavalry, but they can also bring Oliphants. Yes, that's right, Oliphants. Wow. So that's pretty amazing. I don't think I've ever faced them either. I've seen some Golden Company units, but I've never actually faced the elephants. So I don't know how good they are actually on the campaign map. I'm guessing that it says 30, so it's probably going to be maybe 10 models. I don't think it's going to be 30 actual models, but yeah, that would be interesting to see them. Why have I not seen them actually on the campaign map before? Huh. You know who we're missing? Tyrion. Now I've forgotten which faction he shows up with. I'm guessing that Targaryen woman at some point. I'll have to go through and take a quick look after I've finished recording this, just to see where Tyrion is. Yeah, so I do like Tywin. I liked him in the TV show, and I like Jaime, and I like Tyrion. Those are all good characters. Also the Hound and the Mountain. I know a lot of people are going to say, but they're the baddies. But it's so good to love the baddies, isn't it? Right, thanks for watching this one, and we will cover all of the factions in this and every other Total War Fantasy mod out there. And there are a lot of fantasy mods out there. Stay tuned.